What's going on? We back, man, to another episode of Wealth Is Gangsta. I got my good brother Keys on here today. We haven't personally met, but we've been going back and forth and building so much over the phone, over the internet that I feel like we already been met and built. You know what I'm saying? But it's an interesting guy. He got a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? And it was just similar mindset and building and everything. So I wanted him to come on platform, talk about his nonprofit, the vision that he has and everything. And just so y'all get to know him and know what he's into. How you doing today, bro?
Hey, brother, I'm doing great, man. I'm glad that you got me on the show, man, and really been looking forward to it, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, yeah, no, for sure. I appreciate you. And like I say, we just started. I don't even know how it started. We just started. I don't know if I hit you first, you hit me first. I don't know. We just started building through Facebook, and we've been
I
going.
Can't even really remember. That's crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was automatic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So let the people know about you a little bit, where you know what I'm saying, your background a little bit before we get into the questions that I have for you today.
Okay, no problem. Peace, everybody out there. I'm Key Norful, born and raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Um, right now, at this point in my life, I'm into the nonprofit game. I'm into the entertainment. Just community building. Spread knowledge about uplifting the people. Primarily our people, but any people. Just spreading positivity, all about growth and development. Um, I started young in the music game. A lot of people may know my name from being on Lil Flips' first CD, the Leprechaun album. So that kind of my starting point, what got me into, wanting to travel, meet people, get into the entertainment business, which what led me to, speaking and kind of got my name out there. With the nonprofit thing, I started working with my other partner who I started on the scene management company with. They became ill with cancer. And it was something that, touched us all because we went through it with them. And after they overcame that, their mindset was to help others to bring ease to their situation with going through dealing with cancer. So, with me having my business background, with event planning and sales and marketing and things like that, I was chosen to lead the company. And, it kind of spun like out of control real fast with me. And it made me look into myself to see, how could I give back and how could I take my personal experience and build my own nonprofit. Most of my issues came from, growing up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm pretty sure you heard of it. So, I had a rough childhood, but it was great. I had no regrets. I take the good and the bad. The bad, I take as lessons, what made me a better man today. So I just decided to reach out to the youth. And that's why I came up with the S.O.Y Project, the Saving Our Youth Project. I wanted to reach back to children who going through similar situations that I was, help provide solutions to problems, and hopefully keep a lot of children from going totally down the wrong path, and making some of the same decisions that I made.
Okay, so the S.O.Y Project, like, give us a little more details on it. What's the organization? What's the mission for the S.O.Y Project? Every nonprofit has a particular mission. What's the particular mission for the S.O.Y Project?
The particular mission for the S.O.Y Project is to, I can't remember it verbatim.
Yeah.
Our main mission is to just help provide sources for children to push them to so that they don't go to the streets. So we don't have young women pregnant at a young age. We're trying to put programs in their life to let them know that they have power, to make them believe in themselves, to want to do better in life. We got a lot of negative out here with these music and movies, and we got a lot of culture vultures too. A lot of people that rape our culture, you know what I mean, and take it and put a spin on our children because they like the culture so much. They give the tools to keep our culture going on this downward spiral. And I just feel like these children would want to see people as myself, people like you, who they can look at and who they can say, you know what, I got a chance. You know what I mean? I may not have my dad, I may not have my mom or whatever, but just looking at these brothers and being positive, uplifting and believing in me, hopefully that child would, like I said, believe more in themselves and
Yeah,
just want to continue what we showing them, man. So, you know,
yeah.
that's my main mission.
Just building them up. Yeah, cause I know you did a thing at going to school, giving them ice cream. So it's just basically just building with them on multiple different levels, not just a particular one level, but just
Yeah,
building the person up as a whole.
right. Mind, body, and soul. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So we do things, tangible things like, you know, backpacks or whatever, things of that nature. I'll go to the school, man. Just first day of school. I wanted to give it to them the first day of school, but then I thought, you know, let me just shock them a week after school because I know every child loves summer. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And a lot of them wanted to go to school, a lot of them didn't, especially with being in the pandemic. And the pandemic put a lot of fear and a lot of restraint on the people. So, you know, I just wanted to root for them, you
yeah,
know, just show them that I believe in them, even if they don't. Um, we also provide like services through the Cancer Corporation, Ovaarcome Cancer Corporation. You know, we provide services like rides. You know, we help people with their bills,
yeah,
and we kind of do the same thing with the S.O.Y Project. You know, Ovaarcome Cancer Corporation was like my work study, my learning experience of how to build my platform.
yeah.
So I just basically tested you know, my trajectory on, you know, what a nonprofit should be. And since I laid that foundation, I just basically copied and pasted to the S.O.Y Project, man. And
Exactly how
all
you
is well.
do it. Infiltrate and vacate. You go in there, learn the game, learn the system, then you come and duplicate it into your own system. That's the way.
Right,
That's
right.
the way you do it.
That's
So
gangster.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you said music wise, you said you dropped one on me. I didn't even know you was on Flip first album. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what drew you to the music? Are you more on the back end side, or you more of the artist now, or you more trying to put out artists? But where you at right now when it comes to the music?
In the beginning, you know, I always been a writer and a rapper, man. I came up listening to you like NWA and Fat Boys, Run DMC, you know what I mean? And Rakim was like just so dope to me, like just to be able to see a black man being um upheld so high and he's just rocking a microphone, you know, and I got like a music in my soul, you know what I mean? I literally take like doom, 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 and I just put the words to whatever melody I'm saying. It come natural to me. So in the beginning it was me just want to express myself. Me, that was the only way for me to express myself. In the neighborhood where I'm from, um, a lot of there was no children doing this. Like I said, I've really been doing it on a open level since I was like 8. So everybody, I got my name off that, um, and that pushed my position higher, especially after the Leprechaun album went platinum. So you know, at that point, I started traveling, getting features, becoming known, and I just wasn't satisfied with that. You know, moving up in the industry so fast, it let me know that it can be done. So that made me wanna not just wanna be a rapper,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, it made me want to reach out to guys. You know, I got juked and jived before, but it was all fun to me as a kid, so I really didn't look at it like that. So after me, a lot of my peers and a lot of guys after me, and some guys are older than me, you know, they got into the game. They all looked up to me and respected me, no matter their age, because of my accomplishments. So, you know, that made me want to be more than an artist. It made me want to protect my people. You know, I got like a protective spirit in me. You know what I mean? So I just took that and applied it to the music game. Like, look, when you see me make this left, you make it right. You know what I mean? Developing artists. I got into promoting artists, putting on shows. Once I started meeting people of stature that was gonna bring enough crowd to make me enough money. Man, I got into producing when I moved to New Hampshire back in 2004. I met my stepbrother, Mike Murd, because I was just a rapper in the South. This was unheard of. Dudes just making their own beat, rapping on it.
Yeah.
You know, so as time went on, I eventually went through different stages of the game to let me be in the front, the back, the side, you know, and that's just naturally with me anyway. You know, inside of a infrastructure, I'm the type of person that can just play my position, man. If I gotta be the janitor, I'm gonna be the janitor. If I gotta be the cook, I'm gonna be the cook. If I gotta be security, I'm gonna be the security. So, you know what I mean? That,
take to make it work.
Right. Whatever teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. Yeah, so I see you talked about New Hampshire. So you went. That was when you first moved out there in 2004. You say?
Yeah, man. And you know, we on the level, so I'm gonna speak. You know, I was having like some trouble in the streets.
Yeah.
To where I was kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. My name went from being ringing bells from the music game to like drastically ringing bells to being around murders and you know
The way you don't want it to be ringing.
yeah, things that I didn't want, you know, being around murders, being attached to like a drug ring, you know, that was heavily sought by the federal agents and stuff like that. So my rap career really went down because my CEO, who I looked at like a big brother at the time, I won't name drop, but he was taken down, man, and you know, it kind of killed everything. They kind of took everything from me, you know, and things took a spin. So at that particular time, the best thing for me to do was to lead the hood. And I'm glad I did, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have met my children's mother, you know, and all type of things like that. So that's what got me to New Hampshire, man, just the trouble in the streets, you know what I mean? And where I come from, it's hard not to run into trouble. You know, innocent people get killed all the time where I'm from, children, old people, you know, it's just it's rough in the bluff, man.
I've definitely heard of I definitely heard I've been through Arkansas, but I heard about Arkansas. It gets busy, man. So but that's what we gotta do. Sometimes we gotta regroup and we don't want to because we be so attached to where we from. And it's kind of like a little fear factor of just starting over and changing out. But sometimes those can be the things that change your life, like you say, for the better. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So we on the Wealth Is Gangsta podcast. So when you hear the word wealth, what comes to your mind? What's your take on building generational wealth and what the steps that we need to do as individual and as a community?
You know what? I'm glad you said that because this is something that, you know, you really inspired me too to promote this to our people. And when I say that, I primarily seek to speak and to reach my people because we last right now. Everybody know that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just a voice for my people, man. So when I think of wealth, I think about independency. I think about being able to feed yourself. I think about being able to protect yourself. I think about being able to heal yourself. I think about being able to have a structure set up to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish and not being dependent upon really the government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The system. Yeah. So, you know, when a lot of people think wealth got a lot to do with money, it do, but it don't. Because a millionaire can have a person who make $1 million a month could not have a mindset on wealth and could be paying a high rent, leasing cars, jewelry, their lifestyle and all that might cost them to where they ain't got but $1,000 left out the month.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we on the merry-go-round, we in the system. The more the dollar inflates or goes up or down, they match everything with it. That's why $1,000 back then was equivalent to like $10,000 today, because they inflate and deflate the system. So, you know, I think our people should be more, you know, directed towards, you know, owning land, you know, owning livestock, having the big gardens like you saw on plantations. I think we need to be making our own clothes. I think we need to be building our own houses. I think we need to be setting up our own water systems. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. That's wealth to me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Nah, and like you were saying about you know, wealth is not about how much money you make, because wealth has to do a lot with your freedom. Like if you make all that money, but you tied to that job and you can't leave this and you can't do that, that's still you still tied down by the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like you say, it has to do with money, but not all completely just money. You know what I'm saying? It's the lifestyle, it's the way you live, it's just the freedom. You know, like I tell people, I was telling the guy the other day about, there's some people that got the nice house and a nice car, but they're a slave to their job, because if they lose their job, they'll lose their house and their car. I'd rather be the person that own the old house that might look old, but I own it. I don't have to own. So if I lose a job, if I lose my job or keep a job or whatever, I still own this. I ain't got to worry about the high mortgage every month. See, so people can look better in the Beverly Hills, this and that, but if they miss a payment or two, they'll be doing bad. You know what I'm saying? So the wealth in that situation is the person that owns a little house that don't have to worry about, well, if I don't got a job, how I'm gonna pay my mortgage this month. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's wealth to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a form of wealth, even though it ain't got to do totally with money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel exactly what you're saying on that.
You're right, man. I think our people gotta stop taking the bait. I think we need to stop participating. I think that, you know, it's a shame that we want to spend $300 on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of way. I know how to look better than you do in a $30 t-shirt and a $60 shoes. You got $300 t-shirt and $600 shoes. You know what I mean? And that's $1,000, over $1,000 in an outfit. So, you know, and that will keep us, I think that keep us more tied down than anything. Cause like you said about, you know, owning a house that don't look that well, you know, we got a spirit of a show-off type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? And we not trying to outdo others. We trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
And that's what got us last. So we all
at the bottom, but we trying to outdo each other at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I mean? And I think that people should understand what wealth is. Wealth will have us able to compete with the rest of the world. We won't never be able to compete with the rest of the world until we put that type of mind frame on and stop competing with ourselves. Because, you know, united we stand, divided we fall. But before we can unite, we got to first have a foundational starting point structure in our mind to, okay, what is it gonna take? You know what I mean? Proper planning prevents poor performance, and I think that's what we lack.
Yeah, we definitely, because I always tell people when they talk about, well, I can't do this, I can't invest this because I don't got my money, I got to get my money right. And I always tell them, I was telling the guy this today, because I say the same thing every time. It's about mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like once your mindset switch, even the stuff you don't have money for, the money gonna start appearing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
to me, you gonna whatever you really want, you'll come up with. Like a guy that stays on the street corner, if he want, no matter how broke he is, if he want beer and cigarettes every day, he gonna figure out how to get beer and cigarettes.
Right. You're
Because
right.
that's what he want. You know what I'm saying? So if once you switch your mind to really want the bill, really want this, and really want that, that it's gonna start appearing once your mindset really focus on that day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we can kind of manifest and will stuff into our life, like properties and stuff I got now. A lot of them, I didn't have no money. I didn't have the money to get them when I saw them. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when I saw them, I talked to the people, man, I came up with creative ways to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different ways. Either I had the cash or I got something on it and I make monthly payments or let me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but it's that will that I wanted it so bad made me get creative on coming up with ways to get it. And that's what I'm trying to
Right.
tell our people, that we just don't really want the wealth talk, and we really don't want to build on a major level. That's why we always look for excuses not to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Our standard of living is so low. We just happy to get by, happy to get a job. We just happy for the lowest, the bare minimum of
The
everything.
bare minimum.
Yeah, and like when people hear me talk, they be like, "Well, oh man, all you talk about is money. You talk about this. You talk about that." I'm like, you can't. I came up with the phrase wealth shame. You know how they talk about fat shame, this and that. Like a lot of
Right.
our people, somebody that talk like me every day, they'll be like, "Oh man, you think you better than people, or you think you this, you think you that." You can't
Right.
wealth shame me because I want more for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like just because
Right.
I say, "Oh man, he got a job," I'm like, he should have started a business. I'm not downing him for getting a job. I'm just saying we need to think bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
go get the job, and then while you got the job on the side, okay, let's think of a side hustle. Let's think of something to build for your kids. There's nothing wrong with the job. The problem is if all you think about is the job. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just got to raise the standards of thinking. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that when I say our standard of thinking is just super, super low?
I agree with you on that. What I was about to say was, I agree with you 100%. And people with our type of mind frame, your goals is bragging to these people,
Yeah.
but they don't understand that you don't want to compete with them and they can't compete with you because you don't want the same things.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel where you're coming from totally. And that's why we find ourselves connecting with like-minded individuals so
Yeah.
we can be ourselves. And when you start thinking outside of the box, because you're still in the box, what's in the box, you become foreign or alien to it. You know what I mean? So I think that that's another thing we got to deal with. And don't be scared of different things, because other groups of people, when some new arises or some foreign arises, an idea in the mind of their youth or their brother or any sister or anything, they embrace it.
Yeah.
They actually take the time to say, hey, let's sit down. I'd like to hear more about that. Our people don't even get to that point because they say, oh man, you sound stupid. Man, you sound crazy. You know what I mean? So it sounds like, man, you on some this or that. You know what I mean? So, man, I think videos like this, what you doing, that's why I salute you, bro. You know what I mean? I think these are the baby steps that's gonna get us to impose this type of thinking
Yeah.
on our people, man. We're gonna get there, bro. I salute you.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, and that's why I tell people we got to be non-apologetic about it. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
brainwashing and the low level of thinking is so deep. If I tiptoe around it, it's never gonna get fixed. So I gotta hit it like this. And it's gonna turn some people off, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Long as I know it's real and it's hit and it's coming from a good spot, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But just just keep babying ourselves and it's gonna be okay. No, it ain't gonna be okay if you keep thinking like this, if you keep moving like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's generations left. Like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died 50 years ago, and we still the stuff that they were saying 50 years ago is still relevant today, even though you can say, well, things have changed. Yes, we got better paying jobs. Yes, it's some of us getting paid a little bit better. But as a people, we still at the bottom. We have not moved up on any level as a people. We got more.
Right.
We got a few more rich Black people. We got a few more of this, but we still own the same amount of land that we owned when we first came out of slavery. And that's sad when you got more Black millionaires today.
You're right, man. And you know what? Things ain't changed.
Yeah.
And you can't see that without thinking the way you do or thinking the way I do. Things are the same. We just do them in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things ain't changed. It's just, we still dancing, but you know what I'm saying? We ain't Harlem shaking no more. They doing a noodle or something. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. You know,
And the system just really switched. They used to be more hardcore racism. Now it's more laid back racism. It's more, because they got it's all in place. Like we do the job for them now. They don't even have to really be racist to our face every day. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
We
you know what?
Thinking the way we operate keeps their system going.
Yeah, you know what? See, when they first conquered us, you know what I mean? We were they needed our body for the slavery. So this is what go back to mind, body, and soul. So after they built what they needed from our hard work and labor,
yeah,
they actually start seeing that the cultures was mixing. So they say, okay, now we got to separate. Now we got to go to the mind because it's not about the skin no more. So now we got to elevate to the mind. So now we not entrapping and enslaving bodies. We entrapping and enslaving mind frames because now we got half of our people having their mind frame, half of their people having our mind frame. We want to eat the meat and spit the bones out. So then it went from physical slavery to mental slavery. You know what I mean? And now they getting into this thing. I don't want to go too much into it, like the thing with the metaverse. I'm gonna speak on and say now they kind of going into a spiritual slave. They above the mind because when they freed the slaves, what our people don't realize, we were never freed. We are in what's called perpetual slavery.
Yeah.
That mean ain't no time limit on it. So when the slaves was freed, it didn't mean that we gonna let y'all go. It meant y'all free.
Yeah.
It meant ain't no, can I get 500 for him? Can I get 600 here? Can I get 300 for her? It meant that you gonna go turn.
It's gonna change the way it look.
Yeah, you gonna turn yourself in. You free.
Yeah,
ain't nobody got to buy you no more. You gonna go ask for work now.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So now it's going. Yeah, my bad. Nah, I'm gonna cut it off. And now it's going to the spiritual thing to where they done created a whole new world to where they want you to virtual reality or upload your consciousness into their world, and now they got money in there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So this deep, man. Hey, you know what I mean?
It's like I tell people, no matter whatever you see today, it was plotted on 20 years ago. So right. So today they working on something that's gonna come out in 20 years. And what our people, one of the main reasons we get stuck behind because we're in survival mode. So we can't sit around, like when I tell people, okay, I got a 100-year plan, most of my people laugh because they like, I'm trying to figure out how to make it through this week. What are you talking about, a 100-year plan? But that's how the system keep us down because we can't think far reaching because we trying to survive for this week. And some people day to day, not even a week. You know what I'm saying? Some people trying to figure out what they're going to eat and how the lights going to stay on just tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the system know that they got us like that. And that's what makes them keep them in a powerful position. But that's why we have to work as people that much harder to make it a change. Because this is not easy to make this change. It's not easy. Like when I'm in the garden or when I got the bees and when I'm doing different stuff like that, that ain't what I thought I was gonna be doing years ago. It's a survival tactic. It's business, of course. It's business. Anything I do is gonna be business because we're in America. This is a corporation. Everything is business here. You know what I'm saying? So it's business behind it, but it's a survival tactic behind everything I do too. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about like when you say we need to feed ourselves, and we had those conversations and stuff like that. What do you see yourself going in that? Or are you looking into like farming? You look what or you just want to team up with people that's already doing it? When you think about the feed and the clothing and all that manufacturing distribution, like what's the vision that you have or anything like that?
Well, I'm gonna start with my biggest thing. My biggest thing that I want to do is I want to breed fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's been I came up to do this maybe like 10 years ago. And I've actually kind of experimented a little bit. Even the farming thing, I get that from my grandparents. And I just started seeing a decline in that. And then I started seeing a hike on food prices and stuff like that. So, you know, I wanna have fish farms. I want to have like gardens that's big like the plantations used to look. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow the fabrics that we need to make the clothes. You know, my grandmother was a seamstress. That's the only job she ever had that I ever knew about growing up. So I come from a long line of hustlers. You know what I mean? I've always, and not to switch the subject too much, I've always like washed cars, did yards. I used to work at Wells Nissan when I was like 8. I can only work one day a week, one weekend day, stuff like that. So I always been a hard worker. But as I'm working and stuff like that, my mind is always on getting what I need to get out of this to set myself up and put myself in position to do these type of things that I want to do. So yeah, man, you know, that's all in my plan. I want to link with other people because for the simple fact, if there ever was a time that we needed food, not only would I have food, resources, protection, shelter, you will too. So then we can become, if there's ever a need, we can be the source for the people because they're not gonna know what to do. And like I tell people, my biggest thing I figured out when I was real young that the most thing I want the most out of this life is to be free. Is to be sovereign. And I don't think people should be speaking on sovereignty if their only means of providing food for themselves is their check from their job and the grocery store. Because they can be cut off at any time.
Anytime. What's that saying? You give them permission. You give them permission to feed you. You get the people you give permission to feed you is the same person you give permission to starve you. You know what I'm saying? So
man, yeah, that was deep. That was deep. You give them permission to feed you, they'll starve you. They really giving them permission to kill you because you don't know what's in there. You know what I'm saying?
What can you do? And that's why I was like, sometimes I get frustrated with a lot of people that won't step up against the system. But like I told my partner, like, how can we expect them to when we get fed, housed, clothed, everything by the system? So even if the system was to kill a child, your child or something, if you get fed and clothed and housed by the system, how far are you really gonna ride against them? You might go protest one time, you might get on the news and cry, you know, the normal stuff. But after that, you're just gonna go back to your normal life because you really can't hate them too much because they're the same people that just murdered your son or your daughter is the same person that's gonna send you a check on the first. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about sovereignty, we have to have our own resource centers. We have to have our own places where our people can come to us and be like, man, my lights do where, you know what I'm saying? And there gotta be a system where we got money coming back in and ain't just no handout system, but these are the type of systematic things that we have to think about and come up with and get creative with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you know, we gotta be there for our people. Like a thing that I didn't mention earlier was like one of my goals for the S.O.Y Project is to set up safe houses. You know, in as many places as I can. And when I say a safe house, I mean a place that's gonna be safe for a child in need. You know, they may need to live there. They may need to stay there with their family for a little while. They may need to wash their clothes there. They may need to eat there. You know,
just that
they could get education there. You know what I mean? They could get. I'm gonna help them find jobs. I'm gonna help them if that's what they want. You know, show them some different type of educational tools, you know what I mean, and things of that nature, man. So what you're saying is so strong, it's gonna go over a lot of people's head like a shower head because people don't want that. You know, they got the red apple right in front of their face, and you trying to give them a watermelon, not realizing they're gonna get more food out the watermelon. The apple just shining. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always.
But it ain't gonna last long.
Like I always tell people, a lot of our people really don't want freedom. They just want to get treated better by the system. Because freedom is, if you like you say, all the stuff you was naming earlier, that's freedom. Like, okay, if we're gonna buy this town, and then we got to figure out how the sewage works, how the pipes work. That's real freedom. Our people just we don't want to do all that hard work. We want them to keep doing all that hard work. Just please just treat us a little better and give us a little raise. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
they don't want freedom. They just want to get treated a little better. That's it.
And we've been shaped and formed to be like so emotional. And it's natural now because we can even look at the roles of the male and the real roles of the female. And I'm not saying that's totally our people's fault when falling in line with the indoctrination in the direction that it was pushed in, but it is our people fault for not wanting strength, for not wanting independency, for not accepting, having morals, you know what I mean, and things that they stand on. It's kind of like we just sitting with our glove in the air and we just gonna catch whatever kind of ball they throw to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, I'm with you 100% on that, bro.
For sure, man. Okay, we were talking about some business. I'm gonna switch it a little bit. I want to get your mindset when it comes to business, right? Like just the ups and downs and the like, like my thing is I feel so powerful when it comes to business because like literally every business that I have, everything that I came up with, it was just a thought. And then I put it on paper and then now I can walk around and see it. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's
Right.
power. That's power to me. To really just come up with some of your mind, put it on paper, and then now you actually have this or you actually have that. You know what I'm saying? But in the mix of that, like we were just talking about, our people need to want more and raise the standards of life. It's a lot of headaches and it's a lot of stuff that come with business too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff that runs a lot of people away because really, you don't really have to think a lot. If you get a job, you just clock in and do whatever your job is. And that's really a thinkless job. You know what I mean? In some jobs, you got to think a little bit more than others. But even in the jobs that you think, you got to think a little bit more. You know exactly every day it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But in business, it could be this one day, that one day. It could have a lot of money this day, no money for the next few days. So it's a different roller coaster, especially for my culture because we're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't come from business owners and all that. So when you think about business, starting business, the power of manifesting something out of the sky, but then the hard work that goes into it. Why do you think it's only a certain percentage of people that can handle business? Like what the ups and downs. Like I know you've been through plenty of them, like you said, with the music and everything else. So tell us some of your ups and downs and what separates the people that can get through that to make it in business.
I mean, the clear separation is you said the key to get to the door. You saw it. Because if you don't see it, I can't see it. There ain't no way I can see it if you don't see it. So by you seeing it, by you planning it, and then by you preparing it, you see what I'm saying? By starting small or sharing your ideas and stuff like that. That's where it begins. In your mind, you got to be able to visualize it. You got to be able to know what you want. I think that's another thing with our people. I don't think we really know what we want. I think we just kind of wait to see what we see and say, hey, I want that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and a lot, and the hard work that go with it is because a lot of other cultures, once again, I'm going to say, that's all it takes is an idea to make a millionaire because everybody else going to step in and make it happen. Yeah. With us, when you come with an idea, you kind of become outcast. You kind of become green label. So you actually got to spend your time creating these ideas, then working all day to save the money to make your dream happen, then come home and work on it. So it's like an overworking process. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and a lot of people get tired. A lot of people give up, and we got this hate thyself culture. So, a lot of people get discouraged. A lot of people just run out of resources. A lot of people get tired. A lot of people go through situations and they just give up. And I've been through all of that, man. I must have, since I was like a child, I probably went at 100 businesses, maybe 50, 60, 75, give or take.
Yeah.
But only all of it ain't work. Everything ain't gonna work. Some things are tests. And now what I do, I always test first because I've been through that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a process, man. So, you know, I think the more we can reach the people in a way that's not going to push them away, in a way that's going to make them hungry for this type of knowledge, the more we can do that, I think the more entrepreneur mindset type people we can have. And the thing that you're doing with the CEO Youth League, man, I'm behind that 100%. Like I said, if it's anything I could do with that, I'm with you on that, because that's gonna change the game.
Yeah.
That's not gonna have kids trying to graduate and work for nobody. These kids are gonna be little kids saying, "Yeah, well, you know, I like cooking, so I'm gonna have a restaurant. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm saving my money now. I'm 12 years old."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, man, yeah.
From that power young, you know what I'm saying? I was on the phone with one of my CEO youth leaguers today, and I was giving them the business like about adding value to yourself. And these are kids, and we having big conversations like that, because I don't, like I told them, it'll be a disadvantage for me to just baby you, and then when you get to this real world, it eats your life. You know what I'm saying? Then I wouldn't be a good teacher for you. So I'm gonna cover you, and I'm gonna protect you, but at the same time, I'm gonna show you this realness of this world too. You know what I'm saying? They'll chew you up and spit you out. You know what I'm saying? But if I show you right and train you right now, you're gonna kill the game, because you learning this from young. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it's about building value within yourself, because we're talking about getting paid. You know, kids, they want to make money for everything. And
Right.
like I told them, it's cool. I can give you the money for it, but have you built your value? Like if a venue book you, they not booking you because you're a cute kid. They booking you because you have value, and you're gonna get some people to come through that door. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the business side of it. So like they were just she was just so thankful. Like, you just teaching me so much this young. Like she's gonna be a straight beast. You know what I'm saying? When she really get out there. You know what I'm saying? But that's the stuff we gotta do. We gotta stop babying our kids, and especially these Black kids, because this world is not favorable to us. So for us to baby them, for us to push them into sports, and only half of 1% gonna make it in sports, but we all push them all to sports. Like, we setting them up to get slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? And then we tell them, if they don't make sports, go get a job. We sending them to go get slaughtered again, because most of the parents that tell their kids go get a job hate their job. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
man. Push them down the same road that you hate right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, you know, that's why Pac said America eats his babies.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sold on whoever these people who power that we under right now are some type of archonic, androgynous type people who go against natural life. Because, you know, we eat our babies because we make them, we actually program them to be dependent.
Yeah.
We take care of them, we buy everything. You know, we're pushing a job on them. Now they don't want that job. They see how you come home tired every day.
Yeah.
And then when they get 18, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
Out into the world with nothing. You know what I mean? No type of economic structure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they hit the world, and then they struggle again for another, you know, 5 for some, 10 years. 18, 28, you know, you usually don't start seeing people of color start purchasing homes until about right at 30. You know what I mean? And that's because as soon as they left the house, they just got threw out the nest.
Yeah.
Ain't know if their wings work good or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I think once again, I'm gonna come back with that proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. We got to start taking that and applying that to the things that we care for. And we care about ourselves. We care about our children. You know, we should care about our well-being. We should be prepping more for the future, man. Even small things like my granny used to have so many fruits and vegetables jarred up that if the grocery store didn't close, like, so what? Like, you know what I mean? So So yeah, man, I just think we gotta be more accountable. And I think we have to, as black men, and I don't really like using the word black, but as men of color, you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna say black because the struggle in America is different, man. It's not the same. So, you know, as black men, I think we gotta start holding each other accountable because don't nobody want to see us straighten up. They laughing at us like, nigga, you don't know who you is, and excuse my language, you know what I mean? But I feel like we should start holding each other accountable, you know, as the OGs, as the older figures in the spotlight, so-called, because when you do things like you're doing, you know, people look at you and say, wow, man, you know, how did you do it? It's called sacrifice. You know, so yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
You definitely got to do that, man. And that black man dinner that I had, that's what that was about. That's about, like, we have to be unapologetic and take over our communities, like take over our households. Like most of us come from single mother households, so we're used to a woman running our household, but that's not natural. You know what I'm saying? That's not natural. In any other in any other group of people, it's a structure. Man, woman, kids, it's a structure. Only in the black community where the structure is woman, kids, men every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the only one that has that structure backwards. And then you look at our structure of our community and be like, man, we have so much this, we have so much that, crime, this and that. Oh, you don't think it has nothing to do with that structure being flipped around? You know what I'm saying? But most of us are scared to say that because what? We don't want our women, or we don't want women to get mad at us. Like I always tell people, man, if you have a problem with what I say, tell me where I'm lying at. Because if you have a problem just because it hurts your feelings, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But if I'm lying about something, or correct me on that, you know what I'm saying? I'm open for the correction. But if I say something and you just mad because it hurts your feelings, I can't do nothing with that, because I'm speaking on truth. I'm going out on truth. And truth gonna hurt some people's feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Hurt. That's what I was gonna say. The truth hurt.
But that's what I'm saying. But that ain't even the woman's fault. That's our fault, because we the ones tiptoe around them. We the ones don't lead like we supposed to. We the ones don't take charge like we supposed to, because we're scared what they might think, say, or do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even their problem. That's a us problem again. That I'm putting accountability back on us. We have to be the strong, unapologetic men that stand up and take over our community, not ask for permission to take over. Not please, can you let us? We got to just take it over and say, okay, now just follow. We got this. We're gonna take care of this community. Follow us.
We got to start back sitting back at the head of I call that a family table. Yeah. We got to start back sitting in the seat of the men in the family table. You know, unfortunately, it's like our table is like an intruder came in and flipped our table over. Yeah. So instead of getting up, getting rid of the intruder and setting the table back up, it's like the intruder's still here and we just picking the stuff up off the floor, eating it. So ain't nobody in their seat, ain't no structure, you know.
We just eating the scraps, whatever's left on us on the floor.
Yeah, because we so hungry that we ain't thinking about setting the table back up. We just, and it's now it's a race because it ain't but so much food left. Yeah. It's an intruder in here who won't even let us have a structure to go, let the man go out and get the food to bring it back. You see where I'm going with this? So, like I said, man, you know, it's just, first we have to recognize that there's a problem. Yeah. And I don't think people recognize there's a problem because, you know, to the majority, smoking blunts all day, you know, that's cool. Drinking all day, that's cool. You know, being single is cool. You know, being single is promoted. Even with being put in a welfare situation, they don't want the man in the house. They're not gonna give you the money if the man in the house. So this kind of, this kind of like through the level of. So I'm not blaming us in 100% totality for the situation. I'm blaming us for not attempting to change the situation.
That's the problem. Like my book that's coming out in January, The Streets Lied to Us. I start off saying that, like, everything that we go through is systematically set up. Right. I know that can't nobody refute that. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody go against that. But like you said, the problem is that fell in line, and we just allow it to keep happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know it's systematic setup. We know it's harder on us. We know this. We know they don't want to give us no jobs. We know all this, right? Okay,
Right.
so what do we do to change it? Like, cause they not gonna change it. If we just gonna sit and complain to them, we're gonna have kids and they gonna be complaining like we did, and they gonna have kids and they gonna be complaining. So what do we do? Like, I don't, when I talk about the school system, I'm not gonna complain. I was telling the lady, because I mess with a lot of nonprofits and everything, right? But CEO Youth League is a for-profit business. I just like to team up with nonprofits. But when it comes to having to go into the schools, I can't do that, because I'm not gonna, the way I talk to you or the same way I'm gonna talk to the preacher, the same way I'm gonna talk to the president. Like, I don't change when it, like, we was in a man's group the other day, I was going back and forth with a police officer, because one of the dudes had interviewed him, and he was just basically lip service saying the same things on what we need to do to not make them nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what I'm saying. If we're not gonna have real conversations about change, let's not even do the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just thought just because you're a black man, you come up in this group and, like, you speaking for us, talking about what we need to do. I said, well, I asked him about, I said, well, how many, it's more white violent, white men that's violent to police, and they get shot less than an unarmed black man. What does that got to do with you being nervous? Like, y'all don't, I see people that, white guys that have shot up police and stabbed their wife, did this, and they still went to jail unshot, unharmed. You know what I'm saying? But it's a list of black men that didn't even have a gun and died. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we gotta have real conversations. If we're gonna have them, well, let's not even have them at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about impact. I'm about change. If we just talking just to talk, I don't want to do that. If we talk about something we can do that's gonna make a little change, even if it's a little change, it ain't gotta be the biggest change in the world. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta have real conversations, or it'll never be change.
Right. Man, that's another good question. I got a good answer too, man. It's flowing. So I think by us being in the situation that we in, first of all, we so separated. People like, nah, we ain't separated. Yes, we are. You a Q dog, you a Kappa, you from the east side, you from the west side, you a Crip, you a Blood, he this, he that. Well, I just fix cars, man. I don't want to make clothes, or you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like by us being separated so much and having this separation in our heart already, when we do come together, we're not coming together. We're coming at each other. Yeah. We're speaking at each other, because the ego and pride is so puffed, because that's what a man think of when he think about being a man, being strong, being hard, being tough, like being loud, like, you know what I mean? So it becomes people either trying to indoctrinate each other, or, you know, or represent what they are underlyingly, you know what I mean? So I think if we can put our pride to the side, I think if we can want the same things, then after those two things, man, I don't see nothing stopping it.
Yeah. And that goes back to mental. When it comes to wealth and it comes to all that stuff, it starts with your mental, no matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, like, I tell people, like, I don't get into like a lot of the conversations that people get into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, I got a Hebrew, you know, I got different groups of people that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I tell them, and we all got our own calling. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the, you know, I'm not super religious. I'm more spiritual. I'm not, you know. So I get it. The Maroons, the this and that. We was the first, the Omex. I get it. I get all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I tell people, this system is ran by powerful white men that don't care about what you claim. So you can go back and forth about all day about Omeg, Maroon, and we could be telling the truth. But at the end of the day, we still don't got no power. So if you right or I'm right, or we both tie, the system is still a system. And see, and like I say, and that's cool. I got brothers in Hebrew, all that stuff. And like I tell them, a lot of what y'all saying is on point. But what does that change when it comes to the power scale? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just like you focus on that, and you focus on we the original this and that's cool. My focus is on power. I don't get into nothing else that ain't got nothing to do with power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you're an atheist. I don't care about none of that. if we got the same vision about building up the Black community to get power, I'm with you on that. Like who you pray to and all that afterwards, hey, that's between you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge nobody, you know. But I think a lot of us, like you said, we get caught up in conversations that don't, like I always tell people, we like on Facebook, I call it jailhouse conversations. We go back and forth all day. We go back and forth all day about who read the most books, who did this, who did that. But at the end of the day, we powerless people arguing with each other. And the system that holds all the power just sit back laughing like, look at these fools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? You so right, because I mean, now personally, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's something wrong with the way it's done. For example, if you are having those type of conversations, it's supposed to be builds, not debates.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because those type of things are important to me because I want to know.
Yeah.
But it changed the game. It turned into something else when everybody want to be right.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be smart. Everybody want to know everything. Everybody want to argue for a minute. The whole time you arguing with somebody, that after it turns to an argument, they setting you up to make sure you saying what you saying and make sure everybody know what they saying, so they can pull their phone out and hit Google and prove you wrong to tear you down. It's been implanted in us. You know what I mean? We got to have these kind of conversations to make people understand what's really going on. You know, it's not the thing you look at. It's not the car. We don't care about the car. We care about who or what's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck the car. Look at the car, but look in the window so we can see who's driving. Because it don't matter who's driving a red Honda if the Honda's stolen, so the owner ain't in there and we ain't get a look at the driver. You know what I mean? So I think we have to recognize where we at, recognize we being defeated, and recognize that we need to come together no matter what. So
the right ones. I always tell people, I don't want us to think that all of us have to come together. The right ones have to come together, because if you let everybody in, that's when you're gonna get infiltrated. That's when people are gonna be there to sabotage you. And I always say, I'm for my people, right? But I'm not dumb enough to not know that they're gonna be the first one to hate. They're gonna be the first one to try to take you down. So when you for your people, it's hell, because America don't like us. We already at the bottom of the totem pole, and then our people that we trying to save, a good percentage of them gonna be trying to sabotage and hate what we doing too, or don't support it. You know what I'm saying? So like we got it on every front.
Yeah, they sit back, they don't support you because you know now you superior to them.
Yeah.
Whether you saying it or not, they telling themselves, because they like, man, first what this dude got going on. Then they see you got something going on, they see it working. Now you got secret competition that you don't even know about. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they won't support you.
Good. Most of them that hate, they ain't even trying to do what you're doing. They just hate that you're doing it.
Right. And they don't even understand that they not competition.
Yeah.
It's an emotional competition. Like you probably got 200-300 friends you went to school with, man, who ain't supporting what you doing, liking your stuff or nothing. They just sitting back watching what you gonna do. And every time they keep wondering, like, man, how you keep making this happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to come out of that, man. So, you know, I actually took a went down a spiral road in life, man, to all these great things that I accomplished as a child. You know, the choices I made put me in the dark. You know what I mean? So upon my reemergence to, you know, having a clear thinking mind and being my true self, because I've always been gifted and talented. I've always had this mind that I have, but me putting the wrong things into myself covered that up. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that, like, I'm telling myself, Key, you got to do better. It's your job. It's your job to talk to these young guys.
Yeah.
I helped start some of this, unhealthy culture. It's my job. You know what I'm saying? I spilled the milk on the floor, some of it,
Yeah.
maybe not all of it, but I gotta at least clean my part. And by me
Your part.
recognizing that, I gotta clean more. I'm willing to clean more than my part.
Yeah. So put in way more. You overdo it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how we all gotta take it, man. But like I say, it's the slavery mindset that has us always trying to figure out how to penny against each other. And that's why I just bypass it. I don't learn how to, somebody chirping about me, this and that, this and that. I always say my thing is the way I don't even respond is because for me to respond, you got to be doing what I'm doing or more. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Now it's a healthy competition. If you just hate that, that's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if you ain't even doing it, like I got people hating on me with the kids. I'm like, I'm with kids every day. What's the hate about that? You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's just the envy. That's just the, and them be the main one that don't support them, but if they see you in person, oh man, I see what you're doing, this and that. I'm like, man, I ain't even know how you be seeing me. What you window watching or something? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
kind
But
of like a dog chasing a cat, man.
yeah,
That's kind of like the most, that's the dumbest thing I ever saw. Like, damn, why the dog chasing the cat? If he gonna waste his energy and if he gonna waste his attention on chasing his cat, he need to eat this cat when he catch it. Get something out of it. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Just be hating for no reason. Don't even know why.
Just for no reason, man. Like, you know what I mean?
And
It's
they know
it's
they ain't got no good reason. In the back of their mind, they know they tripping, but they just can't help it. It's just in them. You know what I'm saying? Like
come
Boosie
out of
said, like
nowhere, bro.
Boosie, like the ones that went to school with you, elementary, this and that, they can't believe you doing what you doing. So it's just something that builds inside of them. You know what I'm saying? Like they just start hating for no reason. And that's something, like I say, it come from slavery. We all have to work on that. Like you say, it's a constant working on yourself to making sure you're a better person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Right,
always doing like, yeah, I can respond certain ways, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to because that ain't got nothing to do with my mission. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
me and you going back and forth about something that's senseless ain't helping my kids, ain't helping my businesses, ain't helping nothing. But
right,
if I ignore you and keep it going, now I just help myself because I just put myself on another level to bypass what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like every time you
right,
can, every time you can brush off something, every time you can move past something without getting into it, you just put yourself on another notch. And they see it too. They're like, dang, he's not even with the petty stuff. He's not even fighting for the, you know what I'm saying? He's not even going back and
right,
forth with me about the petty stuff. Because my thing is, there's nothing to go back and forth with you because me and you can see the same thing and see two different things because of our experiences. You could have
perception.
you could have lived a life a certain way, and I lived a life a certain way that we can see the same object, but we just see it different. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
not that I'm right or you right. It's just that we see it different because we came up different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
so when I started looking at stuff like that, it's like even if I feel like somebody's done for what they saying, I don't even. It's not even. Oh man, you stupid no more. It's like you just don't know yet. You just haven't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
more of an understanding instead of like a name calling or a diss. You know what I'm saying? Or diss. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
I didn't think the way I think now 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I get it. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't never been put that information never been put in front of you, you not don't know what to do with that information. You don't like you know how to take it. Like you like man, you lying
yeah,
or you fake or you know what I'm saying? That's a conspiracy theory or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a
yeah.
scam. And I always tell people always that it's a scam. I'm like, no, the way we live every day is a scam. The stuff you scared of is
Right,
not really the scam. That's not the scam. The life that we live every day, day to day, that's the biggest scam ever. But you so
right,
used to doing it that you think that this is regular.
right. And you know what? I think as far as the hate, I think all hate comes from insecure people.
Yeah.
It's because they got a wall down first. You ain't gonna know because when you post this interview, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some dudes that walk in the house and see their girl watching it, trying to get some knowledge or some information. He gonna get mad about that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? From looking at a dude on the screen, she probably in Milwaukee somewhere. Like, so this just out of mind frame. You know what I mean? Like
Bro,
you gonna email her your love or something. You know what I mean? She crazy.
I didn't have like
Yeah.
I done had women that I do business with straight up. knowing that they got me and everything. But they even told me, like, you know, matter of fact, one just blocked me the other day, had to, because her dude is so intimidated by just me being me. I don't do nothing but try to give them game. I don't do nothing but try to put them in position to win. That's all I do. But when a man see that, man, you giving my girl stock advice, this advice, trading advice, about land, this and that, and I don't even know none of that, that's intimidating to the man.
He's mad because you doing his job.
Yeah.
I shouldn't feel like I gotta show you how to be your woman's man. I shouldn't feel like I gotta show you how to be the daddy, the father to your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when they see you taking that initiative, because you could just be trying to holler at her. You could be using your medicine for pleasure.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
You using your medicine to heal. And you know, that's another type of thing we gotta come out of, man. You know, but it's all everybody ops to each other. You know what I mean? So that's the culture we in, man. You know, these youngsters on demon time, man. You know, as far as the youth. So, you know, we got to catch it early. I think a lot of people pretty much sit in their ways. We not going to really connect with a lot of people. We just have to try to find like-minded individuals and just stay, keep a strong hold on the youth. You know what I mean? Let them know, hey, man, this cool.
Yeah.
Drugs, that ain't cool, man. Robbing people, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? So, man, I think it all comes back to
see
this.
it from people that made it through that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm in my garden and when I'm messing with the bees and stuff, and like that's because they don't see a person with goals and stuff messing with a garden and bees. They need to see that it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm always promoting that type of stuff, because I want them to have that visual. Like, man, you know, every time I'm around kids, they're like, oh, he got goals. Well, you got a garden? You know, like they can't put it together, because the way I look, I'm supposed to be on the street corner or rapping or something. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time they seen a person that look like that. When they see somebody talk about stocks, bonds, real estate, you got a garden, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to have all that in your mouth and stuff and then teach this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's the image that we got to show them, because I knew when I probably wouldn't have went to the streets if somebody would have been like, man, you can make thousands of dollars trading on a computer or this and that. When I was young, the dudes in the neighborhood said, man, you can make some money if you got this in your hand. You know what I'm saying? So if they'd have told me, man, you get in stocks and you get in bonds, you get in this and that, that would have set off a light bulb in my mind. I ain't hear about that till I was 30. You know what I'm saying? So like I tell, that's why I want to give it to these kids now. That don't mean every kid gonna do what I'm teaching them now, but I guarantee you they're gonna remember for the rest of their life the person that showed them how to buy their first stock, the person that showed them how to start a first business. That's gonna be seeds that's planted. I don't know where it's gonna go, but at the end of the day, them seeds that's gonna be planted and they're gonna grow instead of the street seeds that's planted. You know what I'm saying? I still remember my first pack, my first this and that, because that was the seed that was planted. You know what I'm saying? I wish I knew about somebody. Oh man, at 12 years old, man, this is how you can trade. You can do this. You can do that. You can start a business. You can write a book. I ain't know nothing about it. I thought you had to be a grown up to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm breaking that down to kids now. I be meeting kids all the time. They be like, I can't start no business. I'm a kid, because they never been exposed to it. And I start showing them, yeah, you can. What you like to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even tell kids what to do. I ask them what they like to do. Okay, what you like? You like to do that? Shit, that's a business. This and that. Let's roll with this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Leadership, man.
But but like you said earlier, it gotta be cool to them. Because no matter, I can tell them all the right information in the world. If it's not cool or hip, they don't want to hear about that. They'd rather hear about some street stuff that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? So like I got some girls that's in high school. They all like to wear Jordans, right? So I told them, you know what? If you want to be cool, since y'all all like to wear Jordans, won't you buy some stocks in Nike? Because now you're gonna be the coolest person on campus, because you're wearing Jordans like everybody else is, but now you own a piece of the company.
Right.
His eyes were like, they're like, I'm gonna get my mama to buy me some stock. Now they buy Nike stocks, and then they buying the Jordan so they can walk around and brag even harder. Like, I got on J's, but I own a piece of this company.
Man, like, that's dope.
Different little twists like that will make this stuff that's normally not cool make it cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, I like that. I love that, man. Matter of fact, yeah, I love that, brother. Yeah, so
that's the stuff we gotta do, man. But I don't want to hold you all night, man. I want to we're gonna start wrapping it up. But I do want you to go back. Tell them about your nonprofit. I want you to give them ways they can reach out, support. You know, I know we talked about the the coat drive that we're gonna be doing in New Hampshire together. I know we have to reschedule and everything, and we still trying to figure out a date, but we definitely gonna do that, and that's gonna be something that we do spring and winter. We're gonna put that together to make sure that we team up at least twice a year. We go out there and get back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let them know how they can reach out, how they can support. You know what I'm saying? Anything you got going on now, look, cash outs, any kind of information that people can support what you got going on.
Hey, I really appreciate. First of all, I appreciate. I appreciate you being you. I appreciate having you as my brother. I appreciate you having me on the show. I appreciate our vision that we had together. And I know it's only gonna get greater from here. The way I got the S.O.Y Project, I'm running Ovaarcome Cancer Corporation. I don't want to leave out the WU organization because we've been in partnership for a while. That's working out, obstacles organization. So, the way to look us up, a lot of people got Facebook and Instagram. I just keep it simple with my name, my real name, Key Norful. Key Norful at YouTube, Key Norful at Facebook, Key Norful at Instagram. I'm not one of those people who won't receive your message and reach back out. You can check us out. That way you'll get all the information. Just to kind of keep it simple. You can look us up.
I'm gonna put your tags in the description anyway. So you know what I'm saying? I get all your any other tags, I have it in the descriptions on the YouTube channel.
Okay. I appreciate that, my brother. Any type of donation, money ain't always a donation. You might be able to donate clothes, you might be able to donate food, you might be able to donate a place, you might be able to donate a van, you know what I'm saying? Anything, because I'm a simple person. I'm not gonna take it and not use it as far as the work, because I love this work. I'm gonna die doing this work. So anything that you guys want to help us to help the people that we're helping with is a blessing and it will be much appreciated. You can even just support by watching, liking, sharing videos. Even let's just connect and build. And I'm open to receiving people's ideas and learning about other people and missions that they want to accomplish. And I'm always willing to link up for sure.
How we can tag everything together. Well, man, this was a powerful interview. We definitely, like I said, we got some stuff that we are already working in on the back end. And I don't want to get into this because I'm going to end the interview, but I'm going to talk to you off camera about I'm starting a people's pantry down here. So that's something I always tell people, like, we got a lot of pantries. Most of them deal with the churches, this and that. But like, once again, I want to show our people that they got somebody of their skin tone where they can, they feed us, they house us, they clothe us. So we got to build our own resource center, because like I was telling you earlier, we can't expect our people to go against the system when the system is what feeds them and take care of them. So we don't build systems that can have their back and help them out when they're in hard times and provide them with jobs, or I would like to say temporary jobs, so hopefully to put them in a more powerful position. But and it ain't even about jobs, because I know a lady that's a millionaire with jobs, but she knew how to invest her money. See, so even if you're going to be just a worker, if you know how to invest a little bit out of each check, you'll still be a lot better off in 20 years than you would if you just work and just live like you normally live. So everybody don't have to be a business owner, but if you have an investor mind state, even if you work, if your mindset switch to an investor, even if you just work at a job, your life gonna still end up different, because you're gonna do different things with that check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I definitely want to team up with you on stuff that we talked about, but this pantry is something that we can be big, because with my thrift store, we can start having a hub in Fort Worth, the hub in Temple, and we can make sure once or twice a month we got food, we got food boxes, we got clothes, because I get a lot of stuff donated through my thrift store. So I'm separating stuff that I'm gonna sell to stuff that I'm gonna just donate and get back out. You know what I'm saying? We can have an idea for adopt a family once a month, where if a family might be we have a moving service. So maybe you need to be moved, but you can't afford it. So we'll donate those services. Or maybe you just got your first apartment and you need a couch or a refrigerator, and we could donate that. So these are the resource centers, or like a resource center that I'm trying to build, that I know brothers like you already got going on, but we partner up. It'll just strengthen both ends of it. You know what I'm saying? Just something else that we can do for the people. But powerful interview, man. I appreciate you. We got a lot of things we're gonna be doing in the future. They're gonna see you a lot more. I just want to get this first interview out the way because we've been talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thank you for coming on. I look forward to the future and things that we're gonna build on. Any last words to the people before we get up out of here?
I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the video. I appreciate you guys for supporting Wealth Is Gangsta, because once again, without those who support, we can't be us to do our job. So, I appreciate y'all for supporting this brother, and just being there, even just listening and just believing in him, man. Because I do most definitely. Man, I look forward to more interviews like this. I think it was a powerful interview. And I'm looking forward to us building in the future.
All right,
So
man.
let's get it.
Let's get it, my G. Well, we're gonna be chopping it up behind the scenes. So this is another episode of Wealth Is Gangsta. You know what I'm saying? The big homie Key came through and dropped some game, dropped some knowledge, and just and painted another future of a black men. Like I have women and everything, but it's more dear to my heart when it's black men, because we the ones got to take over our community. We love what the women doing. We behind them. We stand with them. But as men, we have to take over. So I love that part of the conversation that we had, and we're gonna build on that. But so next time, man, I'll let y'all let.
Salute.